Imagine two very different companies, both rooted in the heart of India's bustling business world. First, picture Global Mart, a massive supermarket chain. Every decision, whether it's the price of dal in Mumbai or the color of staff uniforms in Bengaluru, is made at its central headquarters. The executives at the top, working from their glass-walled offices, hold all the power. They believe this is the only way to keep the brand strong and consistent across hundreds of stores. Store managers are there to follow orders, not to create them. They are the hands of the company, but the brain is far away in the central office. This is a world built on clear rules and top-down authority. Now imagine a different kind of company, a software firm called Innovatech. Here, there's no single, all-powerful headquarters making every choice. Instead, the company is made up of small, independent teams, almost like little businesses within the larger one. Each team has the freedom to decide which projects to work on, how to design their software, and even how to market it. The leaders at Innovatech believe the best ideas come from the people closest to the work. They trust their teams to make smart decisions. Power isn't held at the top. It's spread out, given to the people on the front lines of creation and innovation. These two companies show us the fundamental question every organization must answer. Where should power live? Is it better to keep control in one central place, like a control tower at an airport, guiding every plane with precision? Or is it more effective to give control to the individual pilots, letting them choose their own paths through the sky? Both Global Mart and Innovatech want to succeed, but they have chosen completely opposite ways to manage their people and their decisions. Their structures reflect deeply held beliefs about what makes a business strong, efficient, and successful in a competitive world. The structure of a company is not just a diagram on a piece of paper. It's the blueprint for how work gets done, how ideas are born, and how problems are solved. At Global Mart, a problem in a local store must travel all the way up the chain of command to the head office and wait for a solution to travel all the way back down. At Innovatech, a problem can be solved by the team that discovers it, often within minutes. Understanding these two approaches, centralized and decentralized control, is the first step to understanding how modern organizations truly function, lead their people, and turn their plans into action. Imagine adjusting a vintage radio dial, finding just the right frequency. That's what organizational control is like. On one end, you have complete centralization. On the other, total decentralization. Most organizations operate somewhere in between, rarely at the extremes. Leaders are always adjusting this control panel, seeking the right balance for their unique situation. Centralization means decision-making power sits at the top, often with the CEO and senior leaders. A handful of top managers make the key decisions for the entire company. Picture a spider at the center of its web. Every movement on the edge travels back to the center before anything happens. This approach creates order, consistency, and tight control throughout the organization. Now let's look at decentralization. Here, authority is delegated to middle managers, lower-level managers, and even employees. Instead of a spider's web, think of a school of fish. Each fish can react instantly to its surroundings. There's a general direction, but everyone can respond quickly, making the system flexible and responsive. Power is shared, not concentrated at the top. Senior leaders set the vision and big goals, but trust their teams to decide how to achieve them, empowering people to make decisions about their own work. No company is ever fully centralized or decentralized. For instance, at the highly centralized Global Mart, a local store manager might still decide where to place a promotional display. And at decentralized Innovatech, big decisions like acquisitions are still made by top leadership. The real skill is knowing when to adjust the dial, sometimes towards centralization for control, other times towards decentralization for speed and empowerment. This isn't a one-time decision, but a constant process of fine-tuning. Where you set the dial depends on many factors. In a crisis, a company might centralize power so one leader can act quickly and decisively. In fast-moving industries like tech or fashion, decentralization helps teams innovate and adapt rapidly. Great leaders make sure the structure fits the strategy, not the other way around. They use the control dial as a tool, shaping their organization to meet the challenges of the world outside. Picture a centralized organization as a historic Indian fortress, solid, imposing, and built for control. Its structure is clear, with a strong chain of command and a single point of authority at the top. Much like a pyramid, consistency is one of its greatest strengths. With quality control tightly managed, every process and decision flows from the center, ensuring a uniform customer experience. Whether it's a barista in Mumbai or London, the coffee tastes the same because the recipe, training, and equipment are all standardized. This standardization creates a predictable brand identity that customers trust. Bulk purchasing and streamlined operations in warehouses help reduce costs across the board. Clear accountability is another advantage. Everyone knows who leads and who follows. When a decision is made, it's easy to trace it back to the person in charge, like a businesswoman addressing her team. Major approvals are signed off by senior executives, leaving no doubt about responsibility. This clarity helps prevent confusion and internal conflict during meetings. Leaders at the top, presenting data, have a broad view of the organization and its environment. They can make decisions that benefit the entire company, not just one department. This bird's-eye view helps align all teams toward a unified strategic goal, especially in global meetings. But even the strongest fortress has its shadows. The biggest weakness is speed. Decisions move slowly, causing stress and frustration. Approvals must travel up and down the hierarchy, slowing down the entire process. By the time a decision is made, the opportunity may have vanished, leaving empty boardrooms. In fast-moving markets, this delay can be costly, especially for stock traders and dynamic teams. Employees may feel powerless, like just another face in a modern office, unable to influence their work. Creativity and initiative can be stifled, even during brainstorming sessions. If people are only told what to do, they stop thinking for themselves, even in daily interactions. Suggestions get lost in bureaucracy, leading to frustration and wasted effort. Talented employees may leave, seeking places where they can make a real impact. In the end, the fortress built for control can become a prison for innovation, closing its gates while more agile competitors move ahead. Decentralization creates an organization that acts more like an agile fleet of small, fast ships than one large, slow-moving tanker. Its primary advantage is speed and responsiveness. When decision-making power is pushed down to the people closest to the customer or the problem, the company can react much more quickly to changes in the market. A local manager can adjust pricing to compete with a new rival, or a project team can change the features of a product based on immediate user feedback, all without waiting for approval from a distant head office. This agility allows the company to seize opportunities and solve problems before they escalate. This approach also leads to greater empowerment and motivation among employees. When people are given the trust and authority to make their own decisions, they feel a greater sense of ownership over their work. Their jobs become more interesting, challenging, and meaningful. This autonomy is a powerful motivator, encouraging employees to be more creative, proactive, and committed to the company's success. It also serves as an excellent training ground for future leaders, as junior managers get real-world experience in making important choices and taking responsibility for the outcomes. This creates a pipeline of capable leaders ready to move up in the organization. However, this freedom is not without its perils. A significant risk of decentralization is the loss of consistency and control. If every team or department is making its own decisions, the organization can start to feel fragmented. Different parts of the business might start moving in different directions, creating conflicting strategies or a confusing experience for the customer. One department might offer a discount that undermines the pricing strategy of another. Without a strong central vision to guide them, the fleet of ships can scatter, each pursuing its own destination, weakening the power of the whole. Furthermore, decentralization can lead to duplication of effort and higher costs. If different teams are all trying to solve the same problem independently, they may waste valuable resources reinventing the wheel. One team might be developing a new software tool, while another team in the same company has already built something similar. There is also the risk of bad decisions being made at lower levels. While top managers are not perfect, they usually have more experience and a wider perspective. Giving authority to less experienced managers can sometimes lead to costly mistakes that a more centralized system might have prevented. Staffing is the process of filling an organization's structure with the right people, and it all begins with a meeting of minds and strategy. Just as a director carefully selects the right actor for a role, managers must choose individuals who fit the company's needs. The director's eye for talent ensures the cast works well together, mirroring how managers build effective teams. Managers look for the right skills, attitude, and cultural fit, ensuring every handshake brings the right person into the fold. When the right people are in place, teams celebrate success together because the best plans only work with the right team. Staffing starts with manpower planning, where managers gather data and forecast future needs. They present strategies and ask, what kind of people and how many will we need in the coming months or years? Analyzing strategic goals in meetings helps determine the staffing roadmap. For example, if a new product is on the horizon, leadership must plan for the right talent. This could mean hiring engineers, marketers, and salespeople to bring the project to life. Expanding into new markets requires people with local expertise and language skills. Meetings and planning sessions help avoid being understaffed or misaligned. Forecasting ensures there are no empty seats when it's time to act. With a clear plan, recruitment begins, reviewing resumes and searching for the best candidates. Applicants line up, each hoping to be the right fit for the open positions. Sometimes the best candidate is already inside the company. Promotions boost morale and motivation. Other times, new hires bring fresh perspectives and skills to the team. The selection process narrows the pool as teams review resumes and discuss candidates. Managers analyze data and performance, moving closer to the final choice. Reviewing CVs, conducting interviews, and checking references are all part of the process. The goal is to find someone who will thrive and contribute to the team's success. Once the right person is found, they sign on and the journey begins. Orientation and training are crucial. New hires need guidance to succeed. Like actors on set, new employees must learn their roles and meet the team. Managers guide them, introduce them to the workplace, and provide the tools they need. A strong orientation helps new hires feel welcome and understand the company's values. Ongoing training ensures employees continue to grow and succeed in their roles. Without proper support, even the most talented new hire can struggle, making staffing both an art and a science. Picture an Indian cargo ship gliding across the water. Even with a sturdy vessel and a skilled crew, the journey goes nowhere without someone at the helm. The ship needs a captain to steer the wheel, set the course, and provide direction. In an organization, this is the leader's responsibility, guiding the team toward the goal. Direction means guiding, supervising, and motivating people so that plans become reality. It's the human touch in management, taking charge and leading from the front. While planning and organizing prepare the journey, directing is about steering the ship, facing storms, and uniting the crew toward the destination. Imagine the captain on the bridge, charting the course and checking the map. She doesn't just point at a destination, she gives instructions and stays involved. She issues clear commands. Hard to starboard, full steam ahead, furl the mainsail. She communicates with her officers, who pass on orders to the crew. She monitors the environment, checks the ship's position, and keeps an eye on her team's morale. This is direction in action, leadership that keeps everyone on course. It's about starting action and making sure everyone's daily work supports the mission. Without clear direction, the crew would be lost, working at cross purposes, and the ship would drift. Direction stands on 4 pillars. The first is action, getting things moving and setting the pace. The second is integration, coordinating everyone's efforts so the team works as one. The third pillar is motivation, keeping the crew inspired and engaged. A great leader inspires people to give their best and contribute to the journey. She recognizes their needs, offers encouragement, and celebrates success. This builds a positive, committed team ready to face challenges together. The final pillar is guiding through change. The sea is unpredictable, storms and obstacles are inevitable. The leader must be the steady hand, guiding the team through uncertainty. This means explaining why change is needed, helping people adapt, and keeping everyone focused and stable. Effective direction is a continuous process, communicating, motivating, and supervising to turn plans into results. It's the spark that brings the whole organization to life. Guiding a team to success is much like steering a ship through unpredictable waters. A leader at the helm must rely on proven principles to keep everyone moving in the same direction. Collaboration and clear communication are essential, ensuring that every member of the crew is aligned and working together. The first golden rule is unity of command. Every team member should know exactly who to take direction from. This clarity prevents confusion and keeps the workflow smooth, as seen when a supervisor gives clear instructions to their team. On a ship's bridge, everyone knows their role and who to listen to, just as in a well-run organization. Without this, mixed signals can lead to frustration and stalled progress. Presenting a unified direction helps the team stay focused and accountable. The second rule is harmony of objectives. Everyone must understand how their work fits into the bigger picture. When managers discuss strategies, they connect each person's role to the overall mission. Even the person cleaning the deck knows their effort keeps the ship safe and efficient. Mechanics in the engine room understand that their work powers the journey forward. Leaders must constantly align personal ambitions with the organization's goals. When employees see their own growth tied to the company's success, motivation and harmony follow. The third rule is effective follow-through, making sure that instructions are not just given, but acted upon. Giving an order is only the start. Leaders must check in and support their teams. Overseeing progress ensures that everyone is on track and any issues are addressed quickly. This isn't about micromanaging, but about being present and supportive. An engaged leader builds trust and helps the team grow. Like a captain at the helm, a leader observes, guides, and gives feedback to help the crew improve. This ensures that plans become real actions and lead to success. Unity of command, harmony of objectives, and effective follow-through. These are the pillars of strong leadership. They create clarity, purpose, and accountability within the team. They turn a group of individuals into a winning team and plans into real achievements. Whether steering a ship or leading a business, a leader who applies these principles will guide their team through challenges and towards success, keeping the organization on course and achieving results that only a steady hand can deliver.